Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the race that just happened for the San Marino Grand Prix at Misano. Now, before we get into it, here's how it finished. Marc Marquez won it from Pecco Bagnaia, Enea Bastianini, Brad Binder, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Fabio Quartararo, Jack Miller, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Polo Espargaro, Miguel Oliveira, Johan Zarco, Taka Nakagami, Stefan Bradl, Jorge Martin, Maverick Vinales, Pedro Acosta, Raul Fernandez, and Alex Rins was the last one across the line. Aleix Espargaro retired, Franco Morbidelli crashed, and Augusto Fernandez crashed. So what do I say about this race? It had a little bit of everything in it. It was much better actually than the sprint race yesterday. At the start, Pecco and Martin went at it. Pecco righted his wrongs from yesterday and got a good start and was able to hold off Martin. Martin did look to have a little bit more pace at the start of the race and definitely had Pecco under a little bit of pressure. However, the rain came in, and while I won't say it was heavy rain, there was murky weather, drizzle around all for about an hour before the race. And, the rain did get heavier, and coming through the last sector, Martin slid wide, didn't come off the bike, but went off the track, and that spooked him, and he pitted for wet tires, which was clearly a mistake. Now, saying that, at that stage they had pulled maybe a second or so from the group behind, but that was quickly eaten up. Marc Marquez, Brad Binder, and all them. That's their sort of track conditions. They really, really love the sketchy wet track conditions. Pecco, you could see, was riding a little bit tight, and it wasn't long before Marc did pass Pecco. But Pecco, wasn't able really to answer too much on Marc's pass at that stage. The track then did try to dry out, and, it was, I suppose, a bit too late then for Pecco to come back. I would assume his front tyre pressure went through the roof. And as you know, in Misano, it is notoriously difficult to pass. But anyway, Marc Marquez showed 2 wins on the bounce. Absolutely epic ride today. You can't take it away from him. Coming from 9th into 1st. Yes, he made the most of the sketchy conditions, but he rode a great race after that. When he got past Pecco, you kind of had the feeling that Pecco was kind of biding his time, but he didn't seem to have an answer to Marc. Whether that was that he already knew that Jorge Martin was out and he was just going to accept the second place and bag the points rather than go fight for him, we'll wait and see. But to be fair for Marc, he rode a really, really good race. For Pecco, I think he rode a solid enough race. He was on the mediums as well as Marc, so I think it was okay. I don't know what his actual plan was. It didn't look like that he was trying to pressure Marc. He fell maybe 5-6 tenths of a second behind him, and I thought at that stage, is he saving the front tires pressure? But he just didn't seem to have it. Enea Bastianini, again, kind of a good race. He was in a battle with Marc and them, and Brad Binder and Alex Marquez and Jack Miller, but you knew he had the pace to come through, and it was kind of a lonely race, let's just say, for him. Brad Binder, Marco Bezzecchi, Alex Marquez, Fabio Quartararo, they were all somewhat together, and it was actually really good and interesting to see them all battle. Jack Miller as well was in that group, and it was good to see a good solid a fight for Jack. He was actually up into 3rd place at one stage during the wet conditions. Fabio Quartararo, again, probably one of the rides of the day for me, besides Marquez, getting that Yamaha into places where that Yamaha shouldn't be if you look at his teammates, etc. Fabio Di Giannantonio, really good race from him actually as well, considering the injury. He is under pressure with the shoulder still. Polo Espargaro, very good ride as well. Top 10 for a KTM rider. It was good really to see him. Miguel Oliveira, not bad. Top 11, 46 seconds behind is a lot, to be fair. But saying that, it was good. He didn't pit for tyres, so 46 seconds is a fair chunk, if I'm honest. Johan Zarco, 12th place, not bad for the Hondas. Was kept fairly honest, now not breathing down his neck, but fairly honest by Taka Nakagami and Stefan Bradl in 14th place. Jorge Martin, 15th place, and I do give credit for him. He did make a rash decision. He was behind Pecco, in my view. He should have just done what Pecco did. If Pecco went in, he should have went in. So, look, I think he'll live and learn to this. He's given away the bones of 19 points to Pecco. And, it is going to be a bitter pill, I suppose, for him to swallow. Maverick Vinales, don't know really what went on. I know he did come in and pit, but saying that, look, it was a terrible race for him. Do you know what I mean? Pedro Costa, he did crash, and look, it's the same with Pedro. You just wish he could stay on the bike, if you get me. Raul Fernandez, again, he did come into the pits, as did Alex Rins. All in all, I thought really it was a really good race. I really enjoyed it. It wasn't edge of the seat stuff. Maybe for a few laps it was, but it wasn't consistently. But overall, I enjoyed it. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the race, and who are your riders of the day? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.